This is one of Australia's most iconic lizards.
An elusive monitor.
And they're fast. When he took off, I had no chance of keeping up with him. I think that has to be one of the sexiest monitors in Australia.
A snake in need?
This is a black-headed python. Now, he's got ticks, and I'm just going to take those off because I don't think they'd feel very nice.
One of Australia's largest pythons.
That is an olive python. This is Australia's heaviest snake. They can be a bit cranky and they pack a punch. I don't believe it. I think I've just seen something pretty special.
And a lizard that swims through sand.
Oh, ants all over me. But I got the lizard. That's a banded sand swimmer. I've seen a lot of things on the Dampier Peninsula, but I think this is hands down my best find.
Great start to my visit.
Off you go, mate.
Hearing the stories and learning the ways of our country's traditional owners has been a passion of mine for years. So I'm really excited to meet up with Brian Lee, a real character rich in the history of Coolgama, the name the Bardi people give to their country. He's taken me on a tour so I can get an idea of the life that Bardi led for thousands of years. To most people, this stretch of sand might not seem like much, but to archaeologists, it's a gold mine that opens up a portal into another time. It's in fact a midden, and they're found all along the Australian coastline. To the trained eye, they're an instant sign of human occupation. Essentially, they're leftovers from long ago, full of shells and discarded stone tools.
So if you turned around and looked up here, without hillers,
Yep.
that's where Coolgama proper is.
Okay.
That whole hillside
Look at
is
it.
one giant midden.
And see it, it's a couple of 100 metres.
There's a few thousands of years of people collecting their food down here,
Yep.
taking it back up there and eating it up there. This is where our people lived for thousands of years.
The midden is made up of millions of shells of all different sizes, and not one's complete.
As was this one here, this is a conch shell. We call them ngol. They cooked this as well and ate it. And then later on used it as a drill to drill into wood.
Yep.
To make their mangrove rafts.
Everything had a use, hey?
Yeah.
It's not long before Brian has another shell to show me, with a brilliantly simple use, if not brilliantly simple to master.
This one's a good whistle.
A whistle?
Yeah. Put it with your finger like that.
Hey. It's loud.
And take it to the footy.
Give me a go. In there like that?
Yeah.
Where is it?
So set it up.
Yep. There?
Yeah. Keep your fingers level.
You're stitching me up. That one doesn't work.
Put it up like that. Finger in there like that.
Yep.
And so you can grip it like that.
Righto.
No.
Give me another go. Hey! That's good fun.
Walking along the midden, I'm noticing there's a few stones that don't seem to belong here.
What about this? The dark colour rock?
These rocks are black granite.
Yeah.
And black granite comes from about 500 kilometres away in the Napier Ranges.
Yeah.
So they were traded.
Yep, and carried in.
And these rocks would have been
Look at
one
that.
of these.
So that's an axe.
That's an axe head. So that smooth bit there, that would have been part of the blade.
And how is that
middens.
sharpened? Because you've said that's one of the hardest rocks up here. It's the hardest rock anywhere.
To get this, old people from inland would have to break off chunks of these and take them to the river.
So quarry it?
Quarry it, and then on the river with the water and river rock, they would sit there and grind the edges.
Does that take hours, days or weeks?
Oh, who knows?
Who knows?
It would have taken a lot of work, and with these axes, they made boomerangs, cut down spears, made dugout canoes.
Yeah.
You've held something that is prehistory.
Yeah.
World's earliest implements.
I can't imagine imagine the time and patience that would have gone into making this axe head. Makes you realise how easy we've got it today.
The middens are here for a very, very, very special reason. These are here because of fresh water.
Yeah.
So when you've come up here, you don't see we don't have any rivers, streams coming down into the water.
Yep.
All the fresh water for our people came from below the high water mark. So they had to wait for the tide to go out, collect their foods, and also collect fresh water.
Below the surface of these sandstone rocks lies a freshwater spring.
It's very porous so that water leached through them. You can see holes, things where the water was coming out of it at one stage.
And what would be the giveaway that there's water?
Just bird tracks.
Yeah.
If you looked at here, you'll see there are bird tracks around. Years ago, wallabies used to come down to drink.
Yeah, so when you see land birds and wallabies and things like that coming down
onto the reef, you know that there's fresh water there.
Yep, and the animals can just smell it.
Yeah.
What's next?
We head on up the beach and see what we can do up that way.
Good.
A major part of Aboriginal culture is Dreamtime. To the Indigenous inhabitants of Australia, it's the beginning of knowledge and a belief that life as it is today, whether human, animal or plant, belongs to the land, which should be respected above all else. That's the Aboriginal understanding of the world. Some of the Dreamtime stories, well, they have a lot of resonance today.
Hey, Tim, I know you love your birds and that.
Yeah.
But up here, we have one little bird that is special.
What is he?
And what we're going to do is I'm going to sneak up to him, grab him, and bring him back to you, and then we rip the head off it and suck the juice out of its neck.
A real bird?
Proper bird.
Oh, well, I'm not sure about that, but we'll see.
Well, you want to get your game to give it a go?
No, I'll give it a go.
All right, well, just hang on a minute.
Bring him back.
I'll see if I can find one for you. All right, go on, Timmy.
Give me a look. Ah, look at that. What is it?
It's a bird, bro.
I'll eat that one.
All right. So, all right.
There's his head.
That's his head.
And what do I do?
And his neck. Just suck all the juice out of his neck.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah?
It's like honey.
Beautiful nectar.
Beautiful.
Now, this little bird, Timmy, has a Dreamtime story.
Yeah.
Early every morning, before the sun rose, before the skies were still dark, it woke up and it used to fly out to the bush and drink all the nectar it could find. And then by the time the rest of its family woke up, there was nothing left for them. So one day, the old man in the tribe called the little bird in and said, hey, you got to stop doing this. You have to leave some for the rest of us, otherwise we perish, If you continue to do that, you're going to be punished, And so the little bird said, all right, I won't do it again. But next morning, bright and early, woke up, couldn't help himself. He thought, oh, well, one more time, and found the sweetest nectar in this little bush. And then the last flower it went to fly out, but couldn't find it. He was stuck. So try as he might, he couldn't fly out of that flower. So he thought, well, I'll wait till the family wakes up and then they'll find me. Eventually the old man turned up and the little bird said, hey, can you get me out of here? And the old man said, no, can't do it. We told you that if you kept on being greedy and wouldn't listen to us, you're going to get punished. So this is your punishment. Now you're stuck in that flower forever, and that's where he hangs today.
Do you find a lot of the Dreamtime stories all have strong messages in them?
I think they have a strong ethical message for people. You can't just go out and kill things because they're there. You can't be greedy and take too much or more than you need.
It's going to help the kids to
Some
understand.
serious stories.
It's a serious story. I reckon a brown honey eater would feed on this the most.
Brown honey eater would feed that.
Yep.
And they, when they come in, they got
look at that
pollen.
Ah, look at that.
The pollen rubs out off them and then they go and pollinate each flower.
Yeah. And it begs the question, hey, who's cleverer, the bird or the flower?
The water from the plant would have quenched the thirst of a weary traveller until the tide retreated and they were able to collect fresh water from the rocks on the shoreline. It wouldn't have filled a hungry stomach though.
A couple of holes here.
Yep.
There's one here and the other one over there. You can see
Oh, yeah, I see him.
where the crabs sort of dug the sand out.
So all that sand there is him, he's excavated that?
Yeah, he's excavated all that and made a nice burrow in there.
Are they home?
As this one. Well, we'll find out, eh?
Brian is using a long steel rod bent around at the end to hook out the crab. But of course, his ancestors would have used a spear with a hook on the end.
He's not home, eh?
No, he's not home.
Next one.
Breakfast was some time ago and the promise of some fresh seafood is making my mouth water. But it's becoming obvious. The more holes we look down, the less likely crab will make it onto the menu.
No one home?
No, Tim, just like no crab today.
We're not going to go hungry, are we?
No, we're not going to go hungry. We'll find something to eat.
Righto, let's go. What's next?
We've got some oysters. We can cut off the trees over there.
Yep.
And perhaps we can catch a fish.
The oysters will have to wait though. Brian's seen something just as appetising.
See that plug up there?
Yep.
That's where he's most likely to be.
Well, so they're plugs, are they?
Yeah.
So that's where the grub's eating and throwing the stuff out?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a grub.
Hey.
That tree's full of life. We're only looking for grubs, but there's a big beetle and a crab.
There you go, Tim.
That's him, eh?
That's yours, bro.
What is he?
He's a widgety grub.
Witchetty grub.
Yeah.
Eat him now or later?
Oh, you can eat him now.
What do you do?
I would take the head off it and eat the rest of him.
Yep. Is his head?
That's it.
And straight in?
Yeah, straight in. What's it taste like?
Oh, it's not real good. Oh, no, now it's all right. Bit woody.
You game, bro. I wouldn't have done that.
You would. You have this bit.
Yeah, no. It got eyes.
Yeah. That was good. What's next?
I suppose we go and grab some oysters, eh?
Done.
That wasn't bad at all, but it hasn't touched the sides. I'd need a few more of them before this hunger disappears.
Okay, Tim. What we're going to do is look for a branch with some nice big oysters in them.
Yep. Like that.
This one here might be all right.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, take the branch?
We'll take the branch, and so when we're cooking them, it's like a kebab.
Yeah.
Oyster kebab.
Righto. Well, that's him, eh?
Yeah, mate, we've got our oysters. Now we need a fish.
And then we cook up.
We'll go and grab a fish and then cook up.
The landscape is full of clues to times gone by. Some you have to scratch beneath the surface for, but others can be found where they were left.
Look at that. Is that what I think it is?
Yeah, it's a boomerang.
What's that one used for?
They would cover them with charcoal and oil.
Yep.
Some sort of oil, maybe from stingray or turtle. When they throw it into the schools of fish,
Yep.
when it hit, they would collect the fish, and then the black of the charcoal will stand it out against the white of the
Can I have a look at it?
beach sand.
How old do you reckon that is?
Well, I couldn't say off the top of my head. It looks very old.
Yep. But hard to say, eh? Because it's been
hard
buried,
to
sun,
say.
wind.
Hard to say. It's been here for a very, very long time.
Put him back?
Yeah, we just leave him there.
Brian's promised me we're going to have a great feed soon enough. But we've stopped at somewhere particularly special to him first.
This place is called Hunter's Creek, and it's named after my great-grandfather, old Harry. He came out from England in about 1860.
Yeah.
Him and his brother came out. His brother was a captain of the boat, and old Harry was his shipwright. When they got to Australia, they split up. His brother went up to the East Coast, don't know his name. But old Harry came out west.
A relationship with a local Aboriginal girl gave Harry a son, and so began the family line that led to Brian.
I worked on the pearl farms Used to come back to the communities here and visit my grandfather's brothers. And from there, I stayed and, decided that I would stay in this country and look after it as they had done in years gone by.
Is this Cape Leveque home to you?
It is now. In the community where I live is home at Juddingham. And it's the home of my grandfather's mother and her brothers.
Yep.
And so I do feel at home here.
Feel at home here.
Throughout the whole of the peninsula, actually, yeah.
It's a beautiful place. It's very pristine. It hasn't suffered like some places with fox, cane toads, and the wildlife up here is abundant, and the creeks and tidal estuaries and the beaches, they're beautiful.
Yeah, I think the only biggest threat to our environment here in our country is feral cats. And they kill a lot of nesting seabirds.
Yeah, they weren't made to deal with cats.
No, definitely not.
No. I've seen some very encouraging things and met some very special people that are managing country in two ways, both managing it to remain like it is and managing it for people to experience and share. And, hopefully it is a time of change and moving forward is what happens in the right way.
Oh, we all have to move forward, yeah. There's no doubt about that. Okay, now we're going to head up here and see if we can find some seafood.
Yeah, good.
Traditional spears would have been made from long branches, hardened and straightened over a hot fire.
Every now and then a school comes past. You just see the silver side. I'm not having much luck yet. Here they are.
Today, if you're not using a rod and line, the next best way is a length of bamboo and metal spikes wound on the end. And Brian is a master.
Did you get him?
Stone dead, mate.
You got one?
Yeah.
Is that a trevally?
Yeah.
A golden, is he?
Yeah.
There you go. Well, he's not going anywhere now.
He did.
I thought you said you were a bit rusty.
Oh, but
Hey?
not too bad. Stone dead.
Mate, I haven't even come close. By the time I throw it, they've seen me.
Lucky shot.
Oh, you reckon?
Lucky shot.
I don't know about that. We gonna eat him?
Yeah, we'll take him up there and cook him up now.
Righto.
All right.
Cooking out in the open like this doesn't need much. There's plenty of dried wood and kindling around. A simple grate and Bob's your uncle. In no time at all, you've got perfectly cooked trevally and oysters. Good enough for me.
Beautiful, look at that. Todd? Not long ago he was on the spear.
Perfectly cooked.
Where's your fish? Doesn't get better than that. Everyday eating back in the day.
This would be our daily feed.
Good feed.
Do you want to try the eye?
Yeah? Is he tasty?
Very tasty.
Tastes better than it feels.
The best part of the fish.
And then it's time for a favourite of mine. I love oysters, but I've never eaten them off a branch before.
Good oyster, little, but sweet.
Yeah, very little. Very sweet.
It doesn't get any better than this. I've had a good day and this tops it off.
Beautiful fish, cooked perfectly.
Nothing goes to waste.
Nothing goes to waste.
And good company.
And good company.